What is happening, Magnusites? All right, I have another Magnusite to help. Let's get this. Hey, Tyrone, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I've been watching you for years now, ever since The Force Awakens. All right. That was when my channel first exploded. My name is Blake, and I am 21 years old and in college. My question is this. What should I do about this girl? I met her at school, and me and her got along really well. She initiated the conversation with me. Okay, that can be a really good thing there. And we kept talking from there. We talked for about 2 hours, laughing and smiling the whole time. Okay. I got really good energy from her, and I wanted to continue to get to know her and maybe go out on a date and see what our chemistry is like. Well, sounds like those first 2 hours were your first date. Sounds like your chemistry is pretty good. I found her on social media and sent her a friend request, which she accepted only a few minutes later. Now, that right there can be a good or bad thing. Depends on how the conversation went. But I get it. I've friend requested different people that I've known throughout the years on social media, and I don't think I've ever had anyone not accept. You know what I'm saying? So, girls can be funny about that if they don't really know you like that. So, I'm just going to hold that in my pocket for a second. I then sent her a message the next day, and she responded in about 2 minutes. Okay, that's fast. She didn't leave you on red, so that sounds like that's a good thing. We talked again for about an hour. We talked about hobbies and music. We found out we liked the same bands, and it really felt like me and her would really have good chemistry. All right, it's all sounding good, but we know I do Magnus answers, not for good things that are happening, but for bad things or things that confuse people. And I try to help good things to happen and to untwist confusion. We were texting back and forth with no time. Wait a minute. Next day, and she responded in 2 minutes. We were talking about hobbies, and it felt like me and her really have good chemistry. Okay, we were texting back and forth with no time in between responses, almost like we were taking a one-on-one conversation. Okay, still sounds good. I sent a message to her telling her that the song I was listening to at the moment, and I waited for a response and never got one. Uh-oh. After an hour, I assumed she had gone to work or something. Sometimes they be going to sleep on you. That does happen sometimes, like especially if you're talking late. And then I've gotten a message the next day. But oh my God, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep. At the time of writing this, it has been a week. And she has not even opened the message. She is still active on Facebook and shares posts on there, but has not responded to me or even opened my message. Have you seen her at school? It seemed like we had really good chemistry, and based on her response time to my friend request and message, it seemed like she may have been interested. I've been told by a few people I've asked that she may have lost interest. So I don't understand why she didn't at least open my message and tell me she wasn't interested. Well, here's the thing. If a woman's not interested, men and women are both afraid to be direct sometimes. They're afraid of hurting someone else's feelings. So it's hard for some people to just come right out and tell you that they don't think it's going to work. So keep that in mind. So I don't understand why she didn't at least open my message and tell me she wasn't interested, or at least leave me on red. So my question would be, why do you think she would have not opened it if it seemed like we were both interested? And I should send another message. And should I send another message at all? and try to keep pursuing a relationship. Thank you for all you do. 10 million subscribers. Woo. That rhymed ain't to play the game. Bars! He didn't say it, but I'm saying it. Now, I told you I was going to hold that in my pocket, didn't I? Didn't I tell you I was going to hold that in my pocket? Sometimes people can feel weirded out if you find them on social media. They really do. They're kind of like, I only talk to you for, I talk to you, like, just the way she'll look at, I only talk to him for a little bit at work. Like, I mean, at school. So, like, I understand, like, why he stalked me, find my page, and, I talked to him for a little bit, after that, because I didn't want to, he seemed cool, but, so I don't know. I just read her the email. So, listen, my answer is this. Something you said or did in that conversation
turned her off.
Something. It was something. I do not believe she was right for ghosting you.
No, not at all.
I do not believe she should have ghosted you. She should have said something, but most people aren't good with confrontation. But I brought her in here real quick just to make sure. Because I trust my own judgment. I'm ironclad. But she might have had something else as a woman thinking, now I read it to you. Is there anything you think? Just say it.
See, there's nothing in here that would... First of all, let me say this. She definitely was wrong for ghosting you. She should, even though people don't like confrontation, this was all, I guess, in messages. This was not one-on-one. So if they were face-to-face, it would have been probably harder to kind of break away from that. But you're not even facing the person. So you could have said, hey, if it was something, I feel like it was something that he said, I would like to know what these conversations were.
I was like, I need screenshots
because
of the
I could
whole
see if
conversation.
she asked for money and you gave it to her and then she ran off with it, then she's a scammer, right? But
she went right to scammer. I was like, where's she going with this?
That's what I'm saying. So there was no money exchange. She seemed to be that we know of. It seems like the conversation, she was with it because she didn't waste any time responding back. They were talking back and forth for hours, laughing, good energy. The chemistry was good. Saw her social media. She accepted the friend request. And they talked for another hour. And then they talked about hobbies and music. And then it was as if they weren't missing a beat, and all of a sudden she ghosted you. I feel like if it wasn't you sending her money and she ghosted, it was something that was said. Something was said. You made her feel some type of way. She was either turned off or upset.
Or he could have given her the ick.
Or you could have given her the ick.
And that's something you don't want to do. See, if she was... See, sometimes, when people don't... And he seems to know this. We were responding like we were right in front of each other. Sometimes when people ain't interested in you, they'll respond 2 minutes, 5 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know anything about that. If someone's not interested in you, if I text you and you're not interested, you might be texting me back 5-10 minutes later. You don't care to get back to me like that.
Not right away.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Not at all.
So they don't find you in high regard. Like they need to keep you on the phone.
Right.
This is what I said. It's funny that she didn't think of this. After they talked for a couple of hours, he found her on social media. See? You didn't even think about that. Sometimes people feel funny about that. Like you.
Like what are you doing?
I understand.
Stalking
You
me?
went and found me. See what I say earlier? Stalking. I'm saying you went and found me. Like, I mean, I'll talk to him, see where his head at. From he got a couple of mutual friends. I mean,
And you know what? It's one of those things where now that you say that, and this is just, outside the box. There may be some women who don't mind, like, I think even that's how we started. I think like you found me or I found you. We were sitting.
I was in front of you though.
We were sitting with each other. He was like, "What's your Instagram?"
Yeah, what's your? I mean, and I said it like this. I was like, "Yo, what's your Instagram?" I did it just like that, so she already knew what the deal was. So the fact she gave it to me like that, you know what I mean?
No, you did not. But I will say this. Some women may find that to be, you're interested. You're that interested in me that you want to go and you want to know about me. But there are women out there, and I'm a little half and half. Like if I didn't give you my social handles for you to, that's almost like me allowing you into my world. But I'm not ready for you to do that just yet, and we're just on some conversation type of thing. And you're like digging, you're like looking for me, and then it's like maybe some women, there's certain things that they just don't want to expose yet. Now, what he found on social media, I don't know.
See, well, this is what I would have did if I was you. You know what I mean? Yo, it was really good talking to you. You want to change social media? Like, what's your Instagram? And she could be like, not just yet. I like to get to really know somebody before I exchange all that. Boom. But I'm thinking that's the problem. It's either that or it's something in the conversation they had that tipped her off, and she approached you. So sometimes, see, when I'm thinking deep, women that approach men, sometimes they're so high energy and friendly, they don't even realize that they're giving off I'm interested in this guy. They don't even get that. And as she's talking to you, she starts to realize that you like her. And you're not just talking to her as a friend. Some chicks are like that. She ain't nothing like that. She's like a statue in public. RBF, master degree, all that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? It's different for a woman like her, but like someone like Livy Doll, y'all remember her? Everything flew over her head. And she wouldn't know whether guys liked her or not. I'm like, and she would do stuff even in front of me that I'd be like, yo, like, you shouldn't do stuff like that unless you want me. How about that? You know what I mean? Like, just the way she would say and do certain things, I'm like, she told me she don't get it, so I'm going to tell her. You know what I mean? Some people are like that. Some dudes are like that. Like, you ever met the guy that's too friendly? Too little forward, how he talked to you, he's a little too familiar. He's just friendly, but women see him as being too forward. You've met guys like that, right?
No, what?
Shane, would you even listen?
I'm sorry, I was catching something.
Yeah, she wasn't even listening. All right.
I'm sorry. Say that.
Guys, some guys are a little too familiar or friendly with you, and girls will take it as him hitting on them, and he's not really hitting on them. Yeah. Some guys are just like that. Like some guys like Mr. Are just nice Mr. Like Joseph or whatever from Edge.
Oh yeah.
He's Mr. friendly to everybody. But if a girl ain't really peeping it, she might think,
oh, he's trying to talk to me. See, and that's how.
And he's not like that though.
How people get embarrassed.
So that could have happened too. You got what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some people are just friendly. Yeah. Now, you're 21. You're noticing stuff. I like that you can notice stuff. Mm-hmm. But one thing you're going to have to differentiate with is sexual attraction to you as she's talking to you. And, a lot of it, women touch you a lot. when they're sexually attracted. Some won't. They're a rarity. But usually when they're interested in you, especially around that age, they know not to touch you if they're not interested in you. What did you peep?
Like after he found her on social media, they still talked.
For an hour, he said.
For an hour. Like they were still going back and forth and having a good time talking. So what happened from the time that you found her to after that conversation to she goes, like something happened in between that.
Yeah.
I feel like that is kind of
it's probably
set it off. Like,
yeah, that's probably it. I'm just saying some people are weird about being approached online.
Yeah.
And they will talk to you, but then they will ghost you. Some people do that.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've done it. I told you, chicks start asking certain questions, and I'm like, nah, I already see where this is going. Nope. Yeah. So I don't know what you said to her.
Unless she found you on social media.
What do you mean? He found her.
Right. But unless she did her own digging and didn't like what she found, that could have been something else.
Some people are weird like that. They'll be like looking through your stuff while talking to you, and then they might see something they don't like, and then just be like, nah, I ain't messing with this dude. That could happen too.
It only makes sense because if he sent her a friend request and they were talking and everything, that just kind of opened up his world too. Maybe she did her own little digging. Maybe I got mutuals. Maybe she, she
accepted it right away, and both of our initial thoughts are probably right. Something he said in that conversation. Because that is so weird. And I wouldn't have been like that if I was her, considering they go to school together.
Yeah.
He's going to see her sooner or later. I mean, if I was you, this is what I would do. Never message her again. If she wants to message you, fine. But if she does message you, it's like, that's interesting that you're messaging me a week later.
Right.
But I'm curious.
Right.
Why did you wait so long? I won't even mess with a chick like that. Like, after, I would be asking for my own curiosity. Because I've been ghosted before, and then had a chick call me like in a few weeks or a few months, and like they didn't do nothing wrong. Like insanity. And the particular one I'm thinking of, I told her that story, and I really had feelings for this girl. She claimed she had them for me, but she had a strange thing about popping up and disappearing. And one of my boys was friends with her. He told me like she's like that. Like she don't even, you know what I mean? Like he knew something was wrong. She was cool peoples, but so anyway, I would be asking for that. But just think about that for a second. Do you want somebody that would do that to somebody else? That's what I'm saying. So I would do it for my own curiosity. And I wouldn't look. If I saw her on campus, I'm not looking at her. I'm moving on. Like life moves on. You were a crazy experience. No need for me to continue to indulge in your crazy ass no more. Now, here's the thing. I'm defending you, but you might be the crazy. Okay? I'm trying to. Okay? You might be a little off. Okay? Listen, when I was younger, I was off. Okay? I remember I met this chick at a modeling event, and I messaged her, and I never heard back. She ain't even, and me and her talked a little bit. She ain't had, you know what I mean? I thought there was maybe a little something there. I was off. I was wrong. I was around 21. I remember that. Your age, 21, 22, something like that. So.
At 21, things like that happen. I know it was a good time. You found somebody that you could connect
and I like him.
And stuff.
Like I'm not thinking he's crazy, but I'm thinking he just may have said something in a getting to know you type of way that somehow threw her off. And like I said, I don't know the conversation, so it may not even be you. Yeah. It may be her. I talked to a John on WhatsApp. I met her on Tinder. She was married to a famous soccer player. He she didn't want to tell me who he was, but she kind of alluded to it. And she was talking to me, and listen, I'm not going to hurt you, okay? But for some reason, she thought I was too good to be true. And I've been told that by several women. But because of my look, how I carry myself, for some reason, I'm just a player that's got thousands of women on the side. She just didn't believe me. Now, that was her stupid decision. But I avoided a woman that is ruled by fear. See, some people are like that. They're ruled by fear, and you want to change their mind. This is going off into something else about how good men are or how good women are. I want to change him. I want to heal him. Listen, if they don't believe you are who you say you are when you tell them, it's time to go, man. No need to prove yourself. Just find another one.
And you will find it.
Yeah, continue to practice your skills.
And listen.
Conversational, you'll be fine.
And if you see she's active and she's posting and everything, if she wanted to respond back to you, she would have.
Oh, yeah.
Let this one go.
Yeah.
Let this one go, buddy. You had a good time. You found a nice chick to talk to for a little bit. But she's clearly living a life.
Yeah.
You continue to live yours. If she finds you with another chick on your arm, oh well.
And you know what it could have been too? No spark. I'll never forget that I met this black chick on Tinder.
I've been there before.
And me and her was talking. She was African, I remember that. And me and her were talking, and we talked longer than almost I've ever talked to anyone on the phone. 5 hours straight. We both didn't contact each other after that night. It was a great conversation. No spark. No spark. So sometimes it's that.
It happens.
So but at the end of the day, trust me, 47, 21, don't worry about it. You are going to be fine.
You'll be just fine.
Sound like you're going to have a good conversation with women. Continue to talk to women. Trust me, you're going to find one that you're going to... Everything's going to be fine. Just trust me on this. And he sent this to me at 12:12. 12:12 is a good number for energy. So you probably got real good positive energy. Don't worry about it. This is probably just a learning experience. When you got good energy, something could go bad. You think it's bad. It's not. It's just a learning experience. Just learn from it. Keep moving forward. You're good.
I agree.
All right, make sure you all go follow Scarlett on Scarlett's Beauty and Gaming. OnlyFans is going to be live.
No.
April 1st, 2025. And yeah, so post comments down below. Let me know what y'all think if you enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in the next one.